Shalom party people, and welcome to the 12th C. This is probably my last video for 75 hard, and I'm going to go ahead and punch up on the off chance that this actually goes somewhere, not for my own personal gain, but because I want to push Grindstone Ministries and Kaleb House. Grindstone Ministries is a disaster relief organization that goes in and repairs party people who have lost everything and didn't have any insurance. And they also rescue human trafficking victims, and they send them to Kaleb House if they have nowhere else to go. Kaleb House is in the process of being built right now. There is no facility at this time, but they have, as far as I understand, laid the foundation and already have 24 people in their care that they're storing in safe houses and helping with their rehabilitation. The problem and reason why Kaleb House exists is because there's over 80,000 human trafficking victims who go missing every year, and Kaleb House is one of, I believe, only 2 facilities that helps with the restoration of the victims of human trafficking. I believe there's only like 400 something beds total in the United States that are approved for the restoration of human trafficking victims, and there's way more human trafficking victims than that 400 something. I think it's like 435, but don't quote me on that. So part of this, me punching up, is I just watched the Mr. Beast video, and if anyone's on YouTube, they're familiar with Mr. Beast because he's quite literally the biggest content creator on YouTube. I believe he has over 111 million subscribers at this point, and I have zero hopes of this video actually going anywhere, but on the off chance that it does, I want an organization like Grindstone Ministries or Kaleb House to get all the money from that. Part of the reason why this is going to be probably my last video in this cycle of 75 hard is I feel terrible. I have 102 fever. My whole body feels terrible. I'm gonna try and keep going. Like, I may take some short walks and still keep everything else up and just really flush my system with water. But let's face it, this probably is day 42, last day out of 75 hard. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what 75 hard is, it's 75 days, no cheat days. You pick a diet and you stick to it. You pick an exercise routine and you stick to it, and you do it twice a day. One of them has to be outside. No alcohol, a gallon of water a day, a daily photo, and 10 pages of nonfiction, self-help, leadership books. And 10 pages of that every day. No cheat days, no compromises, no nothing. If you miss a day, you have to start over. So as soon as I get better, I will probably be starting over. My next round is planned for November, or not November, I'm sorry, I can't think. My next round is planned for January 15, and I may just be limping along until that day comes. I'm not 100% certain. We'll just see what the future holds, because I know who holds my future. So my frustration with this most recent Mr. Beast video, and this is 100% me punching up. I'm not gonna pretend it's anything but, because excuses are lies. But he did a video where a whole bunch of people who were YouTubers were brought in to put their hand on a plane, and the last one to take it off got the plane, but they had to give it away to somebody. And 2 critiques. Number one, Mr. Beast has the ability to build other people's channels, and not that I want him to build my channel if he sees this, which I doubt he will, but if he sees this video, I would prefer him donate a whole bunch of money to Grindstone Ministries and Kaleb House. Grindstone right now is in Idabel, Oklahoma, and they're rebuilding people's houses from the tornado that just went through about a week ago and change. So I would much rather any sympathy go to that. But yeah, Mr. Beast has the ability to build people's channels just solely by him saying, go subscribe to this person, because he's got 111 million subscribers just on one channel, and he has quite a few other channels. And then he has channels in other languages as well. So all in all, he's got gazillions of followers, and he could boost somebody's revenue solely by just plugging another channel. And he brought in all of these YouTubers, and like, I think he called them by their handle names or by their first names or whatever. But I went through and I kind of scrolled a little bit into the comments, and I also read through the description as of November 12th, 2022. Now he can change this, and I hope he does. But those people who he had on his channel, I did not see any blatant promotion of their channels, yet he brought them on. And I haven't spent the time researching how much these guys make. They could make a whole bunch of money. I don't know. This channel has 16 subscribers, and I will be tickled pink if I'm ever in a situation where I can make money from this. But I don't have any real intentions of making money from this. I joke about it from time to time, but it is what it is. Like I said, if I make money from this video, it's all going to Grindstone and Kaleb House. I do have intentions of donating some money that I'm going to be coming into in a couple of days to them. But it's one of those, it's going to be a couple of days before I'm able to, so I don't really want to hear the, oh, hey, you're pushing somebody and not donating to them. I have every plan of donating somewhere between 50 and 100 bucks. It just depends on what I come into in the next day or two. And I will make a follow-up video on it, just in case anyone cares, for transparency's sake, because I'm not going to say I'm going to do something without doing it. That being said, I am not rich off of YouTube, and like I said, I don't really intend to get rich. It'd be cool if I do, but I don't, I'm not living for extra money. I'm in a family with one income by choice. My wife quit her job full-time to go and take care of our children. We have 2 kids, one that is about 6 weeks old, give or take, and then another one that just turned 2 not that long ago. So, if I ever make money on YouTube, it's not like I'm going to be flying private jets like the winner who ever was of this video. I didn't care for the fact that somebody was like, hey, I'm going to give this money to a friend or a brother or, a family member or whatever. It's theirs to do with as they see fit, but I can still say that I don't care for it. I would have preferred to be like, hey, you have to pick a legit charity and donate the money that way. I would prefer that, but Mr. Beast can do whatever he wants because he's got his own YouTube channel and like $1 gazillion, so it's whatever. And the other part is Mr. Beast donated a whole bunch of money to offset the climate emissions of the jet when they flew it 10 times over, and he's going to be donating money to offset the emissions of the jet for the winter. And that's fine and dandy, but on that note, I don't think with the number of organizations that are out there that are saying, hey, we won't cut down this tree because you can pay us money and offset some of your carbon emissions, and then you can pay us to wait a year and then we'll cut it down, and that still counts as carbon emissions. I don't think that's very honest, and I don't think that's really doing a good job of truly offsetting emissions. I think algae does a better job of offsetting emissions than trees do, but what I think is a much more noble charity is somebody who's rescuing human trafficking victims and helping to restore them, because all these cool guys want to go rescue them. That's cool, but there's so few that are actually going in and helping with the restoration process. And Mr. Beast could have picked out a better charity. Obviously, I have my bias towards that one, and Grindstone and Kaleb House don't give me a dime. I'm a fan of Bear Independent's channel, and I like what he's doing. But all in all, I think that it is more noble to go rescue and rehabilitate children that have been sex trafficked than it is to offset carbon emissions, which, questionable on what some of these organizations are doing. And then, there's the whole climate change, climate denier stuff. But John Oliver had a video, the liberal left had a video on some of these organizations that are, hey, you can pay us to not cut down this tree for a year, and that counts. And it's like, we were going to cut down the tree anyway. It's like, I don't So when the liberal left is coming forward and condemning a lot of these charities, I think it's like, hey, there's something nefarious going on that's there, and it's just, you can be political, apolitical, however you want, but I think there is a much better use for those funds. And I honestly I haven't done the research on what it costs to offset like an hour of carbon emissions. It's probably really low, but I'm not sure. And I honestly don't care because, like I said, I think there are better uses of that money. And arguably, I would say that a better use of that money is rescuing human trafficking victims. So yeah, this is me punching up. I don't hate Mr. Beast. I actually enjoy a lot of his videos. I think they're entertaining, but that's it. And personally, someone who is into conditioning, like what this channel is for, I'm not going to support his chocolate business, and that's just because I'm not into putting stuff in my body that doesn't belong in my body. I think sugar is something that, there's a whole bunch of studies that document that sugar is worse for you than cocaine is. And I'm not an advocate of cocaine by any means. I'm just throwing that out there. Now, it's cool that he uses his philanthropy. Mr. Beast gives away a lot of money. If I understand properly, and I reserve the right to be wrong, but if I understand on this, like his intentions are to give away his last dollar, and that's cool. I even think, but I'm not certain, I even think he helps people out with the taxes of what he gives them. So that's noble too. Like, don't think that I'm hating on Mr. Beast. I'm just saying that arguably, his statement of, hey, this is what we're going to do, donating this much money to charity, and maybe it's one of his own charities where he's going in and planting the trees himself, and that's cool. But arguably, I think there's a better use for that money, and I would prefer to see something like that. Obviously, I would prefer to see when he's doing a video like this, and I have no desire to be in one of his videos. If he personally invited me, where he like sent me a video to prove that he's not one of these scammers, because there's a bazillion Mr. Beast scam accounts that are out there because he's obviously the most popular. If he like personally sent me a video saying, hey, I'm inviting you to come participate, yeah, I'd probably go participate. But do I want the money? Yeah, of course I want the money, but I don't have a real true need for the money. Like, my bills are basically paid. I have to give up things that, would be nice to do. But my bills are paid, and I think it is much more noble that my wife gets to be home with my children because she wants to be. Now, if she didn't want to do it, that's fine. She didn't have to. It's a lifestyle that we have chose. Yeah, I'm rambling way too much. I feel really terrible. Got 102-degree fever and change. I'm cold. I'm snuggled in a whole bunch of blankets, and it's part of it. Like I said, I may try to limp through this one, but let's just go ahead and assume that I have probably failed 75 hard, and that today will be my last day. I did do 3 miles in 25 minutes today, outside at 3 a.m. And I believe it was 33 degrees Fahrenheit. I got my gallon, walking, stretching. I did quite a bit of walking today. And then I weighed in at, I think I weighed it at 202 and change. So obviously I need to cut back on my food intake, which if I fail 75 hard this go around, I'll probably increase some of my calories so that way I can bounce back a little bit quicker. But if I don't fail, then I'll just, be careful and make sure that I'm eating what I'm supposed to be eating. Photo gallon, video, picture, don't drink alcohol. I did Bible reading on top of my regular reading. I am in Proverbs 11 through 20. I also did Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. I'm continually moving through, and I just want to continue to plug on personal responsibility because that's where it's at, and I need to take personal responsibility even more seriously than I already do. And then let's see, I had breakfast casserole, a croissant, a banana for breakfast. I had what did I have for lunch? I had chicken teriyaki stir fry and a egg, turkey, and cheese on whole wheat bread. for lunch, and I honestly don't know what I'm going to have for dinner, but I will probably end up posting what I had for dinner later. But yeah, both my workouts today were outside, so that totally counts. And I'm rambling way too much. Like I said, if this video does go anywhere, yes, this is me punching up at Mr. Beast. I will be sending this video to his marketing team. I will also be sending this video to Grindstone Ministries for what they care. But I know they are looking for donations, so if you're able, I know they're currently trying to rebuild somebody's house, and they need 50 grand to do it, so they need 5,000 people to donate $10 a pop to help rebuild a Army veteran's single mother with 2 kids and 2 jobs, who is in need of her house being rebuilt. And yeah, I'll link down to Grindstone and Kaleb House, Refuge Medical, which is their parent company, and then I will also be sending this to Mr. Beast and to Grindstone Ministries just to see where this goes. Like I said, I don't have any real intentions of this going anywhere super. I've got videos that have 3 views, and I have videos that have like 40, and I have 16 subscribers. So like I said, the impact on this is probably going to be like next to nothing. Anyway, go do hard things.